Much, my dear brother, my friend and colleague, His Excellency Mr. Qaisul Yusuf, the Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion, Sheikh Faisal Al Rawas, the Chairman of the Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Rajiv Memani, the President of Confederation of Indian Industry, my good friend, I can say our very own Pankaj Khimji, the advisor for Foreign Trade and Industrial Cooperation in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and somebody who I must say that you go to any nook and corner of India and the conversation veers around Oman, and they'll say, oh, I have a very good friend there, Pankaj. Almost everybody in Mumbai or in Delhi or India seems to know you, Pankaj. And I think along with Qais, Pankaj is a pillar of this comprehensive economic partnership that we have finalized. Truly is labor of love that persevered on, and the huge amount of commitment that His Excellency Qais had to this partnership that has brought us to this defining moment today. Congratulations to both of you, gentlemen. Qais, I must tell you, I've never seen a more powerful, high-level Indian delegation go out to any other country over the last, 11, 12 years that I've been a minister. In this room, my biggest fear is that I may land up not taking somebody's name. So I tried to quickly look around the room, and I saw, along with Rajiv, Mr. Anish Shah, the former president of FICCI, Mr. Mukundan, the president-designate of CII, Mr. Naveen Jindal, probably one of the largest investors from India to Oman, and who's just had a wonderful wedding in his family. Congratulations, Naveenji. Mr. Vivek Jain, Mr. Satish Vivek Jain is also doing a large investment here. Where are you, Vivek? There. Another large investor coming into Oman. I'll have to worry if too many of you guys are going to come here. I saw Satish Reddy. Are you also investing here? Not yet. Okay. But I have no problem if you do. Ms. Suchitra Ella, a very own vaccine woman, Covaxin, and I took Covaxin when I was during COVID. Mr. Umesh Chaudhary from Titagarh is there. Neil Raheja, I've never seen Neil come out of Mumbai's cozy comfort zone. Somebody must have really put in effort on this delegation, I must say. Jay Shroff, somebody who can really impact agriculture and farming in probably 100 countries, Jay? How many countries do you operate in? 140. You should catch that guy. He can do good things over here for your agriculture. Sanjay Nair, who's a very, very prominent investor, and a man is known by his wife sometimes. His wife is one of our unicorn startup founders, but she's a little shy. I've never seen her come out of India with any of our delegations. But not to take away from the wonderful achievements Sanjay has over the years. Mr. Nirmal Minda, there he is, another auto giant. Mr. Hitesh Doshi, who's also a large investor here in the renewable energy space. Pankaj Chadda from the Engineering Export Promotion Council, but I could just go on and on. So please pardon me, I'll have to stop somewhere. Anybody whose name I have not yet, Gopal Kabra from RR Cables. So I can just go on and on, all friends, all very, very influential persons of eminence in the business world. All our Omani friends, it'll take me some time to get to know you good enough so I can just shoot out your name next time or we meet. But truly delighted that all of you could come in such large number and join us for the Oman-India Business Dialogue. And of course, our evergreen Chandrajit Banerjee, the Director General of CII, without whose leadership I think we would never be able to present India as well as we can across the world. My colleagues, Mr. Asim Merchant, Additional Secretary in the Foreign Ministry, Mr. Sanjeev, the Joint Secretary in the Commerce and Industry Ministry, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, truly delighted to be back. Muscat has such an alluring charm, perfectly blends Oman's timeless traditions with a modern vision, and a city that draws your love and affection, brings you closer to nature, to the oceans, and I could call it an oasis in the desert and a beacon of peace and prosperity. Thank you for your invitation, Kes. In fact, Kes had articulated it very well when he said, and I quote, "It's in our DNA as Omanis to travel, engage, trade, and sell." And that's what we are all here for. We've all traveled to engage with each other. We are all looking to do greater amount of trade, larger investments, and sell our ideas, our vision, our products to each other. And wonderful to see the enthusiasm around the free trade agreement, the comprehensive economic partnership, that again was in the making for nearly 2 years now. We've worked hard, nearly 2 years of a lot of effort that both teams have put in, and a defining moment for a relationship that Prime Minister Modi had described as, and I quote, "India has millennia-old relations with Oman." Because we used to have exchanges between Oman and India by dhows centuries ago. And 5,000 years of maritime trade. Ships from the, sorry, I think I've caught the bug soon after I landed. I could make a nice quip about it, but being recorded, I'll rather refrain from what could be the cause. But I told my friends on the table in private, those from Delhi would have probably figured out what I'm trying to say. But I remember when we used to read about ships from Lothal port in Gujarat coming to Oman, to Muscat, when India sent textiles, spices, and took back dates from Oman. It's a relationship that has timeless history and immense potential in the future. In fact, we are very happy that India had conferred the Gandhi Peace Prize to late His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said for the huge effort he brought in to bring peace in this region. In 1995, when the President of India, Shankar Dayal Sharma ji, came to Oman, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos broke royal protocol and received the President at the airport, which is something pretty much unheard of. And it has left behind very strong memories of the goodwill and friendship between the two nations. In fact, just a small factoid, Shankar Dayal Sharma ji was the Sultan's professor in college in Pune. And the Sultan, in fact, reflected what we in India very easily recognize as Guru Deva Bhava. It's a respect we give to our teachers, who we look up as if they are God. And I think these values, these traditions, the rich culture that we share between Oman and India has been instrumental in bringing us to this very, very memorable and fateful day tomorrow, when before our two leaders, Kes and I, will have the privilege of executing the first free trade agreement Oman is going to sign with a country after 17 long years. The last agreement Oman did was with the United States of America in January 2009. 2006, okay. Then we are almost 20 years. Jeez, wow. Of course, our Honorable Prime Minister will be reaching here soon to celebrate 70 years of bilateral relations between the two countries. Both leaders share very strong bonds of friendship. In fact, for the very first time, Oman was invited to the G20 during the Indian G20 presidentship in 2023. And that reflected the strong relations. Because at that point of time when these decisions are made, I was the G20 Sherpa, and I was quite surprised at that decision when Prime Minister Modi said we want Oman as one of the special guests. And today I realize how important, how defining that decision was, and how that has set the tone for a new chapter in our wonderful relations. Friends, this free trade agreement offers immense opportunities for all of you and those who could not be with us today in terms of several sectors. It could be textiles, it could be footwear, it could be automobiles, it could be gem and jewelry, agrochemicals, renewable energy, auto components. The sky is the limit in terms of potential, particularly with Oman opening the doors as a gateway to the GCC region, to Eastern Europe, to Central Asia, to Africa. And we can also look at significant collaboration in the services space, where we can see professional services, different chartered accountants, business accounting, business processes, business re-engineering, R&D, tourism. There's huge potential for tourism between the two countries, healthcare, education. And I think if I was to try and summarize the potential between the two countries, there could be 4 prominent areas of collaboration for mutual benefit. One would obviously be the energy transition that both are committed to, whether it's green, renewable sources of energy, battery storage, green hydrogen and ammonia. that whole ecosystem can open up between Oman and India and together for the rest of the world. Infrastructure is another area, multimodal logistics, ports, warehouses. It could be good scope for developing infrastructure or co-developing infrastructure. Another area would be food security, whether we can help Oman ensure food security, whether we can work together to make this a hub from where we work for the rest of the several regions that I just described, cold storages, food parks, a lot of potential in this area. I'm trying to go beyond the areas I mentioned earlier. And lastly, whether our startup ecosystem could engage with each other, could build bridges, could work on deep tech or smarter ways to work on logistics, software, services, artificial intelligence, tremendous potential to leverage this area as a hub. And I can see with the amount of investors coming in over here, I don't know if Jayan Bhai of Amul is also looking at setting up some dairy or processing plant here. Huge amount of potential that I can see in this partnership. As His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tarak Al Said had said, and I quote, "Youth are the nation's wealth, its resource, and the arms that build it." And the youthful energy that I see in this room, led by His Excellency Kes, the youthful prowess that India, with a young population, brings to the table, the youthful energy that I can see amongst the Omanis people, reflected very much in the way the nation is progressing. I think the old Omani proverb will define the future. And the proverb goes, "The boat sails by, but the shore remains." We have a choice whether we are going to let opportunities go by or we are going to really anchor ourselves and leverage the large opportunities that await both Omanis business persons, Indian corporates, Indian companies. We truly have a unique opportunity, and I'm sure, just as Viksit Bharat 2047 complements Oman's own Oman Vision 2040, businesses from both sides who complement each other's strengths, who can work together as trusted partners, as friends, will not let by any opportunity in the future. My best wishes to the discussions during the course of the day, and my congratulations again to Oman, to the government of Oman, to the business persons, chambers, and all of you assembled in this room for helping create a new chapter in the Oman-India relations and in the prosperity and peace that we bring to each other. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.